Pico foot includes buttonhole centered itself and
Hey everyone, this is Sarah with SewingPartsOnline.com, and today we're going to go over how to use the Self-Adhesive Stabilizer. This is great for anyone who loves to do embroidery or decorative top stitching. We're going to show you how to use it in your machine and how to start using it with your projects. So this is an example of some Self-Adhesive Stabilizer. Normally this comes with a dispenser box, but this is my refill pack, so I don't have the box with me. But it does come in a nice dispenser, which is great for keeping your sewing area neat. But there are a couple of things you need to know about Stabilizer before you go and purchase any. It's basically the foundation for your fabric and for your stitches. So with that in mind, we'll go into the three types. There's Cutaway, Tearaway, and Water-Soluble. Now, a little asterisk by there is also heat soluble, and it works the same as water-soluble, except one is washed away with water and one disappears with heat. So, the first thing you want to look at is what type it is. This is Cutaway. Cutaway is always used with knit fabrics because it keeps your stitches stable even when the fabric is being stretched, like when you're putting it on your shirt. And it also has a softer, a softer feel to it. Since you're usually putting this on shirts or maybe baby onesies, it'll be touching the skin and it won't be such a nuisance. The other kind is the other kind is Tearaway, and Tearaway is used with your woven fabrics, and it literally, once you embroider it, you just gently tear it away. It comes off, kind of like perforated paper. So you want to use that with all of your wovens. If it doesn't have any stretch, just use Tearaway. The last is the Water-Soluble, and that's what you're going to use with your lightweight fabrics like chiffon, tulle, any lace work you're doing. And the thing to know about Water-Soluble Stabilizer is that it needs to be kept in the container it came with, in like an airtight container, so that it doesn't dry out. If it dries out, it doesn't wash away as well, and it's a very, very sad thing. Another thing about the Water-Soluble Stabilizer is it's great for using as a top stabilizer on top of fleece and velvet, or if you want to embroider some towels. You'll put your regular stabilizer on the bottom, but you'll put a Water-Soluble on the top so that it keeps the stitches from being pulled down into the fabric, and it keeps the little pile of fabric from poking up through the stitches. So that is kind of the trick to having beautiful towel embroidery, monogramming, stuff like that. The next part to know about Stabilizer is the weight. The weight corresponds with your fabric weight. So a medium weight stabilizer goes with a medium weight fabric. Lightweight with a lightweight stabilizer. Heavy stabilizer is going to go with a denim, something that has a lot of weight to it. The last part is how it's applied. This is more of a convenience measure, a convenience kind of feature. So like iron-on, you can see here with an iron-on, it has your matte side and then it has a shiny side. And the shiny side is what gets ironed onto your fabric that you will be embroidering. It also comes in just your basic, not iron-on stabilizer. And then with that, you can use basting spray. And it also, the last part that comes with it is if you want to buy a self-adhesive stabilizer. And the benefit of the self-adhesive stabilizer is if you only do just little embroidery, maybe this was like a polo, you only embroider just a little design on it, consider the self-adhesive, because you can just cut out a little bit of that instead of wasting a full sheet, and you just peel back the back. It's kind of just like a sticker. When you're applying the stabilizer, you stick it on like a sticker, embroider it, and you're good to go without wasting a full piece of stabilizer. Now, this isn't just with embroidery. Know that when you're sewing on your machine, say you're sewing chiffon and you're finding that the fabric keeps getting cut or keeps getting pulled down into the needle plate, try putting some water-soluble stabilizer under it. Or if you're doing a rolled hem on a serger and it keeps falling off with those lightweight fabrics, use some stabilizer as you're doing that. Just Self-Adhesive Stabilizer, and it will, like I said, be the foundation of your thread and of your fabric and keep it together and hold it together. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to apply this to some fabric, and I'm going to show you how to hoop it, and then we'll embroider it. So now I added the stabilizer onto the back of my fabric. It took about 3 seconds under the heat press. It's super easy, especially since you have a heat press. You don't have to worry about the heat being distributed unevenly and then messing up the whole adhesive process. So When I'm putting this in my hoop, I'm just gonna place it in like I normally would with any hoop. I have the triangle on the top, triangle on the top, pop it in to my hoop. So I'm gonna try to keep my hands out of the way as much as I can. And once I get in this hoop, I wanna make sure it's tight. I'm not gonna stretch it really too much because I don't wanna distort the fabric. I just wanna get it in there nice and secure so it has sort of a drum effect. And then I'm gonna tighten the bottom. And now it is ready to go into the machine to be embroidered. So we just finished our embroidery of our little tiny heart. Now in this instance, I could have actually used the Self-Adhesive Stabilizer, but just for demonstration purposes, this is the Cutaway. So like I said, with a knit, you're gonna use the Cutaway. The benefit of the Stabilizer, it's the no mesh. So you don't get that awkward shadow behind your fabric. So you just pull it off, comes off really easily. So now that we've separated the iron-on adhesive, and we're just gonna go in there and cut about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch just around our design. And the no mesh quality is really nice because sometimes you can get really awkward with these shapes. You don't want that shadow to show through on your clothing. Just kind of cut around and try as best as you can not to actually nip into your fabric. This is where curved embroidery scissors are so awesome. A nice little heart would be so cute on a little girl's outfit. To purchase your Stabilize-It Stabilizer, which comes in a ton of different options, visit us online at sewingpartsonline.com, on Google+, or on Facebook at facebook.com/sewingpartsonline.